You want a really nice blaster in a large magnum caliber, either to show off to your friends or possibly to actually shoot 2,000 yards. But you don't want to buy an upgraded rifle, nor do you want to spend $3,000 or more on a custom rifle. In this video, we're looking at this awesome looking factory tuned rifle, the Savage Elite Precision in Hornady's new 300 PRC. I have always been intrigued by long-range shooting, but it was only after starting this channel and attending a Ruger media event that I took a serious focus on the shooting discipline. And it was after hitting my first 1 mile, 2,000 yard, and 2,300 yard targets with ease with factory Ruger precision rifles in 300 PRC did I fall in love with this cartridge. 300 PRC is a fantastic modern cartridge that is both efficient and precise, in large part due to tighter tolerances and optimal case fill. And even though this is becoming a great hunting cartridge, this is also a fantastic long-range shooting cartridge. When it comes to 300 PRC, if you're looking for a target shooting rifle, you don't have a ton of choices. And when it comes to offerings that are in the chassis, there really are only three. The Ruger Precision Rifle in 300 PRC, which we covered in the past, and you can find linked up here, the Christensen Precision Rifle, and this, the Savage Elite Precision in 300 PRC. I waited over 10 months to receive this gun, and it's finally here. Let's take a look at why I waited for it for so long and if it's worth it. You'll also find in the description timestamps to this video where you'll be able to skip ahead or rewatch a particular section. So let's get into it. The Savage Elite Precision is a unique gun because it blends the boundaries between a standard factory gun and what you can get from a gunsmith or a boutique company offering bespoke solutions. Let's start with the features common to all Savage 110 rifles and then discuss what makes the Savage Elite Precision different. If you're interested in the Savage 110 line of rifles, I also suggest you take a look at the Savage 110 Tactical and 6.5 PRC video, which I did linked up here. The Savage 110 line of rifles have been around for a long while, and if I'm not mistaken, have been the longest continuously produced rifles. And have for the longest time, they have competed generally with the Remington 700 and positioned as a cheaper Remington 700 alternative. At the center of the rifles, or at the center of the Savage 110, is the Savage 110 Action, available both in short and long actions. Years ago, short actions was the Model 10 and the long action was the Model 110. However, in more recent years, both the long and short models are now under the 110 model designation. Now, the 110 uses a 2-lug 90-degree bolt, and unlike competing offerings such as the Ruger Precisions, they use a floating bolt design. On one hand, this reduces manufacturing costs and complexities, but on the other hand, in mass-produced rifles, provides the wiggle room necessary to get better lockup. The Savage 110s also use the user-adjustable AccuTrigger, and this is a bladed style trigger that you can adjust down to around 1.5 pounds up to 4 pounds. The trigger blade is a nuisance, however, and it functions as a drop safety in the current sue-happy society. Thank you, Remington 700 and current SIG P320 issues. Now, the last common feature between the 110s is going to be the tang-mounted 3-position safety. A tang-mounted safety is considered an upscale feature versus a crossbolt one. It also makes it easier to operate, as you can use your thumb to activate and manipulate the safety without using your trigger finger. The tang-mounted safety is also a nice upgrade over the lever-style safety sticking out on the side like you find on the Remington 700s, the Howas, the Mossbergs, and the Thompson Centers. Where individuals' models vary is going to be the choice of stock, the barrel size, the barrel contour, whether the barrel is fretted, and whether the gun comes with a scope base, and your choice of calibers. The Elite Precision is purpose-built as a precision firearm ready for competitions. While the 6mm Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor, 223 and 308 are tailored for run and gun style matches such as PRS, the 300 Win Mag, the 338 Lapua Magnum, and the 300 PRC, due to the nature of their calibers, were more suited for precision long-range shooting. Now, at the center of the Elite Precision model is going to be the chassis. Unlike the majority of the 110s, which are placed in a polymer stock, the Elite Precision is the Savage 110 barreled action placed in this MDT ACC chassis with their fully modular stock. Instead of creating their own chassis, like Thompson Center did, Savage worked with MDT and uses their high-end ACC chassis for these rifles. The chassis creates a rigid platform, and there's some very nice features such as the full-length Arca rail, which is going to allow you to quickly and easily mount, move, and adjust any accessories that you would have, such as bipods, chrono accessories, shooting bags, barricade stops, etc. And it also lets you quickly swap accessories from gun to gun, particularly if both of them have Arca rails. And you can actually easily adjust this if you're shooting in the competition type environment. You'd be able to adjust and the types of accessories you have on here, such as, for example, going from a bipod shooting position to, let's say, for example, you're shooting off of a tripod, which uses the Arca rail, or you need a bag, or if you're shooting off of the top of a barricade, or you want a barricade stop if you're going to be shooting on top and across from it. Now, and the best part about all of this is that in most cases, it lets you do it without tools. So the gun is also going to come with the user adjustable MDT grip. Now, this grip is going to be both vertical for a more straight back pull, and it is adjustable for length of pull. There are two screws here, and you can slide this grip forward and back depending on who's shooting it. Now, the stock on this chassis is adjustable for both length of pull and your comb height, and this is going to be a must-have for precision shooting, where you're going to be either changing shooters, shooting in different climates and environments, or changing shooters at the range. Okay, now, the bottom of the stock also has two M-LOT slots, allowing you to put on a bag rider, a monopod, or what I have on this gun, the adjustable bag rider, a much needed accessory for precision shooting. I've previously done a video on these, and you can find them linked up here. Do note that unlike many other chassis rifles that use an AR buffer tube to mount an AR style buttstock on these rifles, the ACC here, this is the specific one for this chassis. If you want to change the buttstock, you would need to purchase an adapter that would attach here, and then to which you would be able to put on a buffer tube. But obviously that might actually also increase the length of pull because you have an extra adapter in the middle. Now, besides this awesome chassis, however, Savage also included a scope base, which I believe is a 20 MOA. I do wish Anarchy Outdoors made a 30 or a 40 MOA base with an integrated bubble level. However, for now, they only have them for the short actions. Those, however, are not the only differences for the Elite Precision. The short action calibers use a heavy contour 26-inch barrel, while the long action calibers use this, a 30-inch heavy contour barrel. This is definitely a win versus the competition, as the Ruger Precision rifles, they only come with 24 or 26-inch barrels. The extra 4 inches will help add velocities, keeping the projectile supersonic for a longer distance, critical for long-range precision. Do note that while the short-action Elite Precisions come with a self-timing muzzle brake, the long-action calibers come with a fretted barrel and do not come with any muzzle devices, and something you really want to have even with these heavier rifles. And speaking of heavy, these are definitely not lightweight hunting guns. The long-action Savage Elite Precisions weigh just under 15 pounds at 14.95 pounds, and interestingly, just 3 ounces lighter than the Magnum Ruger Precision rifles. For precision shooting, you might actually want to add more weight, and the ACC chassis will allow you to add both internal and external weights, both the internal forend, external forend, and there's weights that go into the buttstock. That will let you add on an additional 7.8 pounds, taking the chassis weight alone from 4.5 to 12 pounds. Additional weights will allow you to reduce both felt recoil and help you tune the balance point in the rifle if you're shooting off of barricades or other obstacles. The gun comes with one AICS pattern magazine and has an MSRP of $21.99 for the long actions and $19.99 for the short action calibers. Okay, let's put some rounds down range while my shoulder is still gonna survive. We are gonna be shooting this gun largely as it comes stock, with the exception of our Accutech bipod and the adjustable bag rider. These will help us achieve the best groups without altering the shooting experience. I will not be adding a muzzle brake quite yet because the gun did not come with one. The action is pretty smooth. I'm just gonna adjust it and let's shoot our group. So we have 3 rounds down range. Bazinga. Yep. Okay, so first impressions. The gun is, the action is very smooth. So I know it's factory blueprinted, but it's quite smooth. Even though this is a little bit on the hotter side, it is still extracting with no issues. I do wish the bolt knob was bigger, longer, bigger. The trigger is not bad. It's really not bad, and I think it's gonna break in a little bit better, but I don't like the bladed trigger. Very, very little to any creep. If there was a 2-stage trigger for this, that'd be really good, or if we can get rid of the bladed trigger, I would really like that quite a bit. I do like the stock. The main competition, I think, for this gun would be the Ruger Precision Rifle in 300 PRC. The stock here is less clunky, absolutely. So keep in mind, you're not gonna get the adjustable bag rider, but it's like tailor-made for this gun. These adjustment knobs, I do wish they stayed tighter. They do have a tendency to get loose. So I do wish it was a little bit tighter. The other thing is, so some of the Skeleton Carbine stock has an oversized cheek weld. That would have been actually nice to see on this one, but I don't see it. Otherwise, it's really not bad. It's fairly smooth. I would probably change out the pistol grip. So even though it's nice and upright, I have a tendency on putting my thumb here, as you saw in the videos of me shooting. I do prefer to have it flat to the trigger, but there's almost like no natural type of shelf. This just feels more natural. I am gonna put on an Anarchy Outdoors Penguin grip, which does have a shelf, and I think that might help improve it. But yeah, accuracy-wise though, I can't complain. I wish I had my chrono with me to kind of start seeing what the velocity numbers that we're getting. This is actually the first time I'm shooting factory loads. I broke this gun in with hand loads. So we haven't done any development or anything else for it, but yeah. Muzzle brake would absolutely help. I can tell you, so I've shot 10 rounds so far. I can feel it in my shoulder. There's a lot of potential with this gun, and I can easily see just taking this gun and going to shoot a King of 1 Mile competition or any other ELR type match. As long as you have the bag rider and a good muzzle brake, that would absolutely do it. Muzzle brake or a suppressor? And actually, probably what I would do is I would add a bunch of external weights on this to help give it more mass and lower the felt recoil even more. What I think everybody could agree on, though, is the bolt stop on these Savages is just savage. It's horrible. On the Remingtons, there's one on the side. Ruger Americans, Ruger Precision Rifles, there's one on the side. When you pull here, you have to both depress this and pull the trigger at the same time, which is just stupid. And trying to do it with one hand, very difficult. So keep that in mind. All right, wow. The gun is, like the barrel is scalding hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down. All right, let's put a 5-shot group together. Yeah, we're still half a mil high, but I'll take it. Boom, stacked. Looks like a 1/2-inch 3-shot group. Slightly pull that, but still within less than an inch, 1 5-shot group. All right. The Savage Elite Precision in 300 PRC is certainly a range-ready rifle that'll impress your friends and that won't hold back the majority of gun owners. It takes the popular Savage 110 action, makes some factory improvements, adds a long, heavy contour barrel made for attaining higher velocities, and drops it into the top-of-the-line MDT ACC chassis. In a sense, it's a factory offering of a factory rifle and the most expensive aftermarket modifications that gun owners would do. The thing is though, there's still a number of common sense things missing on this gun that you do find on the competition. The first and most obvious is going to be the lack of a muzzle brake on the large Magnum chamberings. While the short action Elite Precisions come with a muzzle brake, the 300 PRC, the 300 Win Mag, and the 338 Lapua do not, even though the cheaper Savage Precision rifles, they do. With an MSRP of $2,200, I would hope that it comes with something. And because even the most expensive muzzle brakes don't cost much to machine for a company the size of Savage. I've heard as little as 10 bucks. Second is the one-piece bolt handle and bolt knob. For an Elite Precision offering, I'm actually quite disappointed. Not only does the Savage 110 Elite Precision not come with a threaded bolt handle, allowing you to pull down a bolt knob of your choice, but it doesn't even use the bolt handle and knob that you find in the Savage 110 Tactical, which would be a good fit here. And that one is nice, long, oversized. It's not bad. And once again, this is not something that's gonna add a lot of money, or if any at all, and just the lack of it just surprises me. Now, the last one, and what would be nice to see, is an upgraded trigger. The Elite Precision, especially in the large Magnum, is not a hunting rifle, and I do not see anyone with any sense or experience going hunting with these. This gun is one that goes from the home, to the car, to the bench, or the ground. You're generally not going to be risking dropping these on the ground, and it would be really nice to have an upgraded trigger here, preferably without the trigger blade. There are currently aftermarket triggers available from a number of companies, and it's really be nice to see it here, especially since some of the competition does come with aftermarket triggers. So is this rifle right for you? If you want a range-ready rifle but are not yet ready to spend $3,000 or more on a truly bespoke solution, then yes, I do believe this gun is a very viable solution. Do I think it's ready out of the box like the Ruger Precision Rifle in 300 PRC? No, certainly not. And while there's certain things that would do to improve both rifles, the RPR in this, you can certainly take the Ruger Precision Rifle and just go shoot it. It already comes with a nice 30 MOA rail and a huge, I was gonna say large, but really huge and effective tunable muzzle brake. And if you wanna swap out the bolt knob, there's already an existing threaded bolt handle from the factory. On the Savage, before you go shoot it, you will wanna order and install a muzzle brake or a suppressor. And before long, you will absolutely wanna replace the short stock crappy bolt handle and bolt knob with a threaded one and a bolt knob of your choice. Overall though, this is still a great value when you consider all things, particularly the chassis, and this will be a great starting point to complete your rifle. In the future, we'll have a number of videos including comparison with other Savage rifles, the Ruger Precision Rifle in 300 PRC, and a video where we have this gun completely set up for long-range shooting. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, keep on squatting, and I'll see you in the next video, linked up here. Looks like a 1/2 inch 3-shot group.